Yo. What's going on, man? Today is May the 8th, 2023. It's your boy Chris, and this is the ChrisBeCappinn NBA show. Where I'm live on Twitter. I'm also live on YouTube as well. We got a 2-game slate that I'm going to break down in the NBA, the association today, and we'll jump right into it. Quick recap of yesterday, as I always do. Transparency is important. 0-2 day for me yesterday, man. I had Boston and Philly to go under 214. Game was 107 to 107 at the end of regulation, so no way I could win that. You see that, it was a lot in the game. Specifically, what stuck out to me the most was Boston's inability to be able to slow down James Harden. I know he was, coming off a bad game, but I didn't expect them to be able to, give up that many points to James Harden. But shout out to Harden, shout out to Philly for tying the series up, and now they head back to Boston tomorrow at 7-point dogs in Game 5. So the under doesn't cash. Really like the spot there. Also didn't cash the one on Friday. So the total's been a little up and down lately, man. The side's been really, really good. I didn't want to pick a side in either game yesterday, and as you guys could probably tell, it was for a good reason. Boston and Philly was definitely a toss-up. Boston had a chance to come back and win that game late, even though they played like trash for majority of it, and I kind of expected that. And also the Denver Nuggets, same thing last night. They, had a chance to, win that game as well if Landry Shamet doesn't go off and hit 4 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. So glad I kind of stayed away from the sides, but, it doesn't matter if you lose. At the end of the day, loss is a loss, and I went 0-2 yesterday. I tailed a couple plays from the show yesterday, and hopefully you guys did as well. So it wasn't too bad of a day, but Sundays are wicked for me. I typically get blasted on Sundays, so I typically try to go low volume. Don't give out too much. The other play that I gave out was also in the same game. It was Tyrese Maxey. Wasn't needed at all because Maxey, just when you got James Harden looking like he in Houston, you don't really need Maxey to do as much. So Maxey looked a little timid. I think also Boston just have really good guards. I thought it was going to be a Maxey legacy game, like I said yesterday. I had taken Maxey to the extreme, but it's neither here nor there. So let's get into it for today. Real quick, shout out to everybody in the comment section. What up, Scotty? He says his play of the day is Jimmy Race to 10, parlay with Andrew Wiggins, 7 rebounds for a payout of plus 540 on DraftKings. Okay, AOD, what's going on? Patrick said he already pressed the like button. Appreciate that. If you guys are enjoying the show, enjoying the content, man, definitely hit the like button for me. No sound on YouTube. That's probably because did I get my AirPods connected? Let's see. A lot going on my side, man. If I'm being honest with you guys, I almost didn't do a show. Let's see. All right, let me see. Can you guys hear me on YouTube? If you can hear me, let me know. Somebody's type it in the chat. Let me know if you guys can hear me. Joe says the sound here. Okay, appreciate y'all for letting me know. All right, let's do it. Chad says Underdog Monday. I understand Scott Foster is the ref for the Lakers game tonight, but he's going to side a little more with Warriors tonight. We'll see how it goes. All right, cool. Appreciate y'all. Let's get into it. So, like I said, only a 2-game slate today. Not anything that I'm liking to be, if I'm being, frankly honest with you guys. I'll give you guys my leans, what I lean, but I haven't placed a bet today in the NBA at all. Probably will, but haven't placed one yet today. And we'll start with this Knicks and the Heat game. So I talked about this one a little bit on the show yesterday. The Knicks have looked like a shell of themselves, specifically on the offensive end. They've been able to play pretty good defense, but this team just really struggles to score. I think I looked at it earlier. They're the worst shooting team left in the NBA. I think they're shooting right below 40%. They are historically shooting it. Not I wouldn't say historically, but they're shooting the 3-point ball really, really bad. If you watch Game 3, you watch them just shoot brick after brick after brick. Whether it was R.J. Barrett, whether it was Julius Randle, whether it was Brunson, Josh Hart. It was bad. They just couldn't. Obi Toppin shot a few. Went back and watched the game earlier today. This team really struggles to shoot the ball, and you can kind of tell. I talked about this earlier when I did last cap with my guy Ronald. You can kind of tell that Spoelstra wants to live and die with the Knicks shooting the 3. If they shoot the 3 and they shoot it well, they have a chance. I'll admit that. But if they shoot the three the way that they tend to shoot the three, this team doesn't stand a chance at all. I think they're funneling, Brunson and Julius Randle inside the paint and trying to make them finish over Bam Adebayo and some of those other guys that they have. But the Knicks are the Heat are also just sound defensively. Like they do the little things right. You won't see them necessarily beat themselves. They swing the ball. They only take good shots for majority of the time. They play really hard. It's just a real gritty team that this Miami Heat team is. And I wasn't a believer, which is why I didn't take them game 3. I think that the Knicks can play better here, but if the Heat want to win this game and they take it extremely serious, I also think that they can win this game and cover this 4.5 point spread. So could kind of see the game going either way. The Knicks have been a really good team on the road as dogs. They tend to show up when everybody's counting them out. And that seems like a situation today. You see the money coming in. I think the spread opened at 4 on Saturday after game 3, and now it's up to 4.5. So money coming in on the Heat to go up 3-1 in this series and go back to New York, looking to put the Knicks out of their misery. The total has shot up just a tad bit. It opened at 206.5, I think, which is lower than the previous total. The previous total, I think, was 207. That game did stay under, and majority because the Knicks couldn't score. I think they scored 85 points. An interesting trend that I looked at was the Knicks. It's only been 8 times this season. Their offense is not great by any stretch of the imagination. And then you also got to factor in the injuries. I think that, to be fair, we got to talk about, Brunson, he's not 100%. Ankle got stepped on again the other day. Same thing with, Julius Randle. It doesn't look like he's playing close to 100%, even though, the Heat are, doing a pretty good job keeping him bottled up. And then, of course, quickly just went down, rolled his ankle pretty bad, severely. I don't think that he's going to be I'm sorry. I'm just over here talking. Appreciate you, Vaughn. I see the message in the comment section. Let me turn off my Bluetooth. That's what I typically do, so my AirPods don't keep connecting and disconnecting. But all right. So what I was saying that looking at this Knicks team, you watching on YouTube, you heard everything that I said. But just a brief synopsis of what I was just saying is that the Knicks aren't great right now. Oh yeah. So Fred Katz, the Knicks beat reporter, just reported that Emmanuel quickly entered the arena today with a walking boot on his left foot. You're not coming out of walking boot and playing. So I was just talking about quickly being hurt. I was talking about their offense being pretty stagnant, not making wide open jump shots. Jalen Brunson got his ankle rolled up on, got his stepped on, I think, and same thing with Julius Randle. They're doing a good job of defending him, but they also, he could potentially not be 100%, playing right now as well. So all of those are big question marks for the Knicks, which is why I can't take them. I will say this, however, the Knicks it's only been 8 times this season that they failed to score under 100 points. They're actually 8-0 straight up, 7-0-1 against the spread after scoring less than 100 points this season. 6-2 to the under in that spot. So typically they come back and bring their best defensive effort as well. With those games actually staying under by an average of about 13 points. I know that the total's going up, but I'd be looking towards this one to go under. Also 7-1 to the under in the playoffs are the Knicks this postseason. And a big part of that is they just can't score the ball. The Knicks have struggled to score the ball. They also, don't play with a lot of pace at times. And they played against a team, in the Cleveland Cavaliers in the last series that also plays at an extremely slow pace as well. So 7-1 to the under are the Knicks in these playoffs. They're shooting 42% from the field, making just 9 threes per game, shooting 27% in their road games as well. So for those reasons, I can't get behind the Knicks today. Not at all. And on the Heat side, like I said, Spoelstra, Jimmy Butler, seems like their will to win, has been enough. It was enough in the last series versus the Bucks. And, it could potentially be enough, to get them past the Knicks in this spot. If they go up here, they take a commanding 3-1 lead. And, I could potentially see that happening. As far as so that's the side. If I'm playing the game, I'm laying the points with the Heat. The Knicks have not showed me anything to make me say that I should, take them in a bounce back spot on the road, shorthanded, against a Miami team that's going to be turned up, I think, yet again. So I do expect maximum effort from the Knicks. I didn't play anything in this game as far as the side. And as far as the total perspective, I know it's going up, but I would still play the under. I think, maybe the sharps are, betting the over, but if I'm playing the total, I'm playing the under, even with a low total, just because the Knicks haven't been able to score. And the Heat also, we could see some regression from them being able to score as well. They only scored 106 points after having like 86 in the first half, and through the first 3 quarters in Game 3 as well. So that's how I kind of see the side. That's how I kind of see the total. As far as props in this game, man, I didn't lock this in yet, but it's definitely something I'm going to be playing. And that's going to be not Emmanuel Quickly. It's going to be because Emmanuel Quickly isn't there. I'm looking at Quentin Grimes. So somebody is going to have to get these minutes for Emmanuel Quickly. And the way I kind of see it is you're going to need another defender. Not Brunson. Quentin Grimes is going to, be able to. I looked at his plus minus on the defensive end, and he was pretty good in the last game. So you get a defender. You have to be out there for Thibodeau to feel like you have to be able to play defense for Thibodeau to feel like he can trust you to be out there. You also just see the lack of shooting that this team has, whether that's Josh Hart, who's still getting 30 pieces dropped on his head by Jimmy Butler, even though, he guarded Donovan Mitchell so well in the last series. But you need 3-point shooting. You need somebody that's going to be able to catch the ball and shoot it at a very efficient level to be able to, potentially steal this game in New York. So I really, really love Quentin Grimes today. His points prop, 7.5. His points, rebounds, and assists, because he does get, others involved. He can grab a few rebounds as well, is 11.5. It was juiced to the over, but if I'm playing this game, I'm playing Quentin Grimes. I'm also playing his threes as well. I think his line is 1.5. It was juiced to the over, minus 125 on most sports books when I looked at it earlier. But that's how I kind of see this game. Quentin Grimes, for me, would be the play. I think Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson numbers are a tad bit inflated, as can be said with Mr. R.J. Barrett, who I think had 4 games in a row where he scored more than 20 points. So all those numbers just seem a little bit inflated to me. So not looking to play on any of those guys that, I'd rather take the value in this spot with Quentin Grimes. So I know all sports books didn't even have it listed when I got on OddsJam earlier, but I'd be looking at Quentin Grimes today. Over 7.5 points, over 1.5 threes. And I take his PRA too, over 11.5, and potentially lighter in his threes as well. Next game up, it's going to be a quick show. We got the Warriors and the Lakers, my Los Angeles Lakers, in LA, Crypto.com Arena. I think this game starts at 10:30 tonight. Warriors looking to bounce back. You listen to the post-game interviews, all they talk about is, resiliency and bounce back. I feel like the word bounce back came out of every single one of their players' mouths when I was listening to the post-game interview. They've been in this situation before. I looked at some stuff earlier. I think the Warriors are something like 10-3, straight up and against the spread, and 3-10 to the and 10-3 to the under as well, when they're coming off a playoff loss of 15 points or more, dating back to the beginning of this era with, Steve Kerr, Clay, Steph, and Draymond. So this team tends to bounce back. I think I also looked at them as I looked at the Warriors earlier in the database. This team is 5-2 when they are in game 5. I'm sorry, 5-2 straight up when they are in game 4 of a series and they only have 1 win. So when they're down 2-1 in a series, in the era of this, dynasty, if you want to call it, they are 5-2 straight up. So I'm not betting the Lakers. I like to take the Lakers when they're in a desperation spot, and they could be a little fat and happy in this spot, man. To me, it kind of does feel like the two driving factors for the Lakers. I've been talking about this all series, even before the series, is D'Angelo Russell and it's Anthony Davis. And it's Anthony Davis before it's D'Angelo Russell. But D'Angelo Russell, when he scores 16 points or more, the Lakers are 5-0 in the playoffs. When he scores 16 or less, when he scores less than 16, they're 0-3. That's straight up. As far as Anthony Davis, I mean, this is well documented. I think most people know this by now, but dude has a good game. He has a bad game. We cast on this under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists in the last game. And they asked him about it after the game, and he said that, he's not on social media or paying attention to, what any of his critics are saying. If the Lakers want to win this series, to me, it kind of feels like they have to win this game tonight. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you're playing with fire and having to win 2 games, in the best of a 3-game series, with 2 of those games actually being in Golden State. So Lakers should not play with their food, man. I went back and I watched game 3 earlier today. What I saw was, the Lakers kind of came out. D'Lo came out. He hit the first 3 threes, I think, of the game. Had 15 points or 12 points, something like that, early in the game. You see a very, very stagnant LeBron James, almost like he was disinterested. But I think at this course in his career, He just has to kind of, he kind of got to, he has to play that way. He can't exert himself at the beginning of the game, every single game. So, a lot of deferring, a lot of trying to get his teammates involved in the game early. And I think LeBron probably tries to take over this game late, understanding what the Lakers have, to lose. Because if Golden State wins this game, it's a 2-2 series. You're heading back to the Bay, and you really did nothing by winning game one and stealing one with the Warriors having to play in Sacramento for game 7 two Sundays ago. So I think it's a big game for the Lakers, man. I do think the Warriors are going to come back out and compete. Both of these games, I feel like you could probably get a better live number. If the Warriors jump out on the Lakers, which they did in game 3, I could see the Lakers, not potentially, but I could see the Lakers coming back, and you could get a better number on them, maybe even plus money on the money line. So I think that's what I'm looking to do. I will watch this game throughout its entirety. I think the couple things that I haven't seen in this series so far, we haven't seen a dominant game from LeBron James yet. He kind of is just going through the motions, but also I've been talking about this all playoffs is this that he hasn't necessarily had to. When you're getting these big contributions from guys like Rui Hachimura, last game it was Lonnie Walker. Anthony Davis is contributing, D'Angelo Russell. We still have yet to see a great game in this series, even a good game from Austin Reeves as well. Somebody that I was really, really high on coming into this series, but I also tweeted it out in the middle of game 1 at halftime that, he's more so focused on the defensive assignment, right? Trying to stay attached to Klay Thompson, whether he's guarding Klay or he's guarding Steph. He guarded Steph in game 3. So, I think that's exerting a lot of energy because those guys never stop moving on the offensive side of the ball. So you see a shot just kind of, falling a little short. But, another guy that, potentially could have a big game, LeBron James, Austin Reeves. On the Warriors side, we still haven't seen that, series-changing Steph Curry performance yet, right? Guy had like 20 points and 12 assists a couple games ago. And then, of course, game 3 was a blowout. So, he didn't necessarily play a full allotment of minutes there. You got to be thinking that Steve Kerr is trying to figure out how they can get Steph Curry free. If you watch game 3, what I went back and I saw was Anthony Davis, for some reason, is still continuing to, and I'm guessing it's the game plan. They're continuing to go under on the screen. You have the Laker guard trying to chase over the top, but Anthony Davis continues to drop. And that's why Klay Thompson hit 3 threes in the first quarter. That's why Steph Curry hit a couple as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of defense they play. Game 1, you see the Lakers play that same exact defense. The Warriors hit a bunch of threes, and the Lakers came back. They stormed back in that game. Game 3, it just happened to be a tad bit different. And, eventually AD started to come up over the screen. The Lakers went on the big run in the second quarter, and then they put the game away in the third quarter. So, if you are a Warriors fan, or the Warriors have made you money in the past, specifically in spots like this when their backs are against the wall and they're down 2-1 in the series, down 1-2 in the series, I think you absolutely take the Warriors today. I'm not putting any money pregame on the Lakers, but I think that they probably should win the game. Just not something that I'm betting. As far as the total in this game, 228, I think is a number that we've seen it be at. I did tell you guys the stat earlier. When the Warriors lose in the playoffs, they typically bounce back with a strong defensive performance. So do I see their defense picking it up just a tad bit? Absolutely. The Warriors, the Golden State, the Los Angeles Lakers are the best defensive team in the NBA in the postseason with a defensive rating of 95.8, I think it is, at home. So they've been able to limit their opponents as well. And if they bring that same energy and effort on the defensive end, it's one of the reasons why I think that they could win this game. Because when you don't have a strong game from Anthony Davis, when LeBron James is shooting 26% from the three-point line, Austin Reeves isn't chipping in, and you're really relying on D'Angelo Russell, you have to bring it on the defensive end. So I think the total goes under. I think this is an old-fashioned game that kind of slows down the pace. As the series goes on, teams typically adjust to each other as well, and I've been kind of talking about that. So I see this game going under. Not strong enough conviction to actually play it. Game 3, we did cash on the Lakers to cover the spread. We cashed on Golden State team total under and the full game under. So 3-0 there, but it's not something that I'm necessarily going back to just because it hit in the last game. So those are my thoughts on the game, man. As far as the prop perspective, I'll go ahead and say this. As far as the prop perspective, back against the wall, I'll start with the Warriors side. Against the wall, down 2-1. down 1-2, potentially going down 3-1. I don't see a way that Steve Kerr pulls his guys in this game. So what that tells me is that Klay Thompson is going to shoot a minimum of 12 to 15 3-pointers, and I'll be looking at his threes to go over the 4.5 at plus money. And like I said, I think I don't know how it's going to happen, but Steph Curry to get loose feels like it's about that time. It definitely feels like it's about that time, especially if the Lakers are keying in on everybody else and kind of taking away some of the things that they want to do. So. That's the Warriors side. On the Lakers side, going back and watching Game 3 earlier, what I saw was a lot of assist opportunities for LeBron James. He's not as aggressive as he can be. Well, at least he wasn't in the last game, and he was getting to his spot and kind of finding other guys. I think the Lakers have with the Lakers having the major size advantage in this series, nobody's taller, can jump as high as Anthony Davis. And LeBron James being the second guy, I think LeBron should be able to clear his rebounds plus assist line. It's 15.5 today. I know he cleared it in the last game. I could see LeBron, finishing with 10, 11 rebounds and 6 or 7 assists in this game. So that 15.5 number feels completely obtainable to me. It's actually my favorite player prop in this game, along with Klay Thompson threes. And that's the way, potentially Steph Curry points as well. I also feel like the Warriors got to get a little bit more out of Andrew Wiggins. I know he's having to guard LeBron James, who, he's given up a lot of size when it comes to having to guard LeBron. But we've seen this guy, be able to do it on both sides of the floor, offensively and defensively, when he's been in situations last year. I think about the series with Luka Doncic. He was killing the Dallas Mavericks on the offensive end while trying his best to slow down Luka on the defensive end as well. So I think they need a little bit more from Wiggins, but I don't got enough conviction to play it. So top play in this game I'd be looking at would be, like I said, I'm not playing the spread before pregame. I play the spread live, and I'll be looking towards the total to go under. I also think LeBron rebounds plus assists at 15.5 should be good money today. That's what I like. Going back to the first game, because these are all leans, I'll post them at the bottom so you guys can see them, but I haven't placed a dollar bet today. Not one single dollar bet. Going back to the Knicks and the Heat game, I lean Heat on the spread. I also lean under. I also lean towards, and I'm probably going to get there with this. I just haven't placed it yet, if I'm being honest with you guys. Quentin Grimes. I like his points. I like his threes. I like his PRA. I think Quentin Grimes steps in for Emmanuel quickly. And that line's probably moving since that news came out with Fred Katz reporting that Emmanuel quickly was seen in a boot at the arena early, just a tad bit. So those are my thoughts, man. 300 people listening on Twitter, 166 more listening on YouTube and watching. Y'all hit the like button for me if you join late, and send me a request. If anybody got anything that they want to share, let me know what you guys are on. I think I saw Frag first. Let me get Finesse up. Let me get Ben up. Let me get Game up. Oh, I got to get my guy Stefan up. We got to talk some Knicks ball with Stefan. Frag, you up first, though, my guy. What's going on, Frag?
What's going on, Chris? How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. Can't call it, man. Just been relaxing a couple of days, just chilling back, man. Just, enjoying the days. But I don't really got nothing locked in. I just had like a one lean I'm looking at for like the next game tomorrow. I really wanted to come up here and just talk to Stefan if that's cool, or he could go first, and then I could just kind of bounce some ideas off of him later if that's cool. That's the majority of what I was looking forward to doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go Finesse, and then we'll go Ben, and then we'll get to Stefan and Dream up as well. So just hang tight, Frag.
Appreciate it. Yep.
Absolutely, bro. Ben, what's going on, my guy? How you doing?
Oh, I'm up first. My bad.
Yeah. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. You said you don't got a dollar bet yet, and I have a lot of dollars.
I like it. Talk me into something.
I hope everybody did the reverse 8 ladder yesterday, because that would have made you a lot of money.
We talked about it.
Yep, the reverse 8 ladder, Arby's worker. So we're gonna get to some of that money today. We got first half higher scoring than second half in the Knicks Heat game. I think this is a must-win game for both teams. Obviously, I don't think this is a must-win game for Golden State. But in a game where I think both teams need to win in order to win the series, I think that pace is going to come to a grinding halt about the fourth quarter. Vegas is telling us, right, they got the first half graded at, I think it was 107.5. They got the second half graded at 101. Vegas is telling a story with that, with how they, set the lines. So for me, I like that first half to be higher scoring than the second half. I know it's kind of a weird play, but it's been fairly profitable in these games that are must-win games for at least one of the teams, if not both.
Yeah. Hey, Ben, tell the people where they can find that. What market and what sports book?
If you click on like game props on any sports book you're on, I use Bovada for that, just because there's times when I'm not in a gambling legal state, so I just go offshore. But usually, if you just click on game props, it's under that section. I'm also on, hopefully Stefan agrees, I'm on the Knicks first quarter and first half, splitting the bet up in half a unit on each one. I think it's time that we just take a step back and realize that the Knicks are a very good road team. The Knicks are very good at bounce back spots, as you very clearly articulated. And the Knicks were one of, if not the best first half team in the league this year. So for those three reasons, and I just think that they're better than the Heat, and like you said, the Knicks haven't been shooting well this series. It's above averages. For me, I just think that eventually they're going to wake up, and it has to be today if it's going to happen. So I'll take the Knicks at +1 and +2 in the first quarter and the first half. I'm on a little two-piece with Brunson 20 and Butler 25. That's -120 on DraftKings this morning. And then I'm with you on LeBron rebounds plus assists at the 15.5. Since like 2018, he's about 73% to this number at home in playoff games at the 15.5 rebounds plus assists. If you wanted to hedge your bet a little bit, you could kind of like split it up and do like 8 rebounds and 5 assists if you just really wanted to. But there have been games where he'll go like 12 and 4 or 13 and 3. I like the 15.5. I couldn't talk anybody off saying 8 rebounds, 5 assists also at -110. But that's what I'm on today.
Okay. Braun over 15.5 rebounds and assists. Brunson and Butler 20 and 25. Knicks first quarter, Knicks first half spread, and more points to be scored in the first half than the second half. I absolutely love that bet, Ben.
Bingo. That's it. That's what we're rolling with.
Okay. Hey, best of luck, Ben. I hope you cash them, and of course, I appreciate you sharing them, man.
I can't wait to hear what Stefan's got today, because I think he's got some shit cooked up.
Absolutely. I'm about to come to him right after I come to Finesse. We going New York. Finesse, you up first, and then we going to Stefan. What up, Finesse?
What's good? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. What's going on with you?
Not much, same old shit. I'll kind of piggyback off what Ben was saying to start with that game. A lot of action spread out today. I completely disagree. I think Miami's far head and shoulders a better team. I think they proved that. Miami hasn't even hit the ceiling yet in the series, and we're seeing just dominant performances. Last game we saw them shoot 39% from the floor. I think like 20% from three. I think they only had like 16, 17 assists. They turned the ball over more than they used to. They still won by 20 points. I think that's extremely telling. And kind of leading into the first play, I'm on Miami. I think they win and cover the spread. I got them at -3.5 on Barstool at a pretty good odds. So, one thing is a kind of an outlier performance, like we saw last night with Phoenix, right? A complete outlier shooting performance. They couldn't miss. With the Knicks, we've seen that all throughout the playoffs. Now, granted, you've had 2 tough matchups defensively. You've had Cleveland and Miami, but it's the playoffs. Every matchup is going to be relatively tough, and we've seen them struggle for the better part of every game in the playoffs, shooting from the field. So I just don't see what adjustments can be made. Obviously, Quickly's not going to play tonight. You insert a guy like Grimes. There's going to be people on his overs. Chris, I know you mentioned that, but still a complete kind of question mark, right? Kind of redoing the rotation.
we haven't seen guys like Randall shoot well. I think Brunson's going to do his thing. I'm not mad at all with a Brunson over. But the Heat lose one of their best players, one of their best shooters, Tyler Hero, and absolutely do not skip a beat. Everybody steps up, has been stepping up, and I think that continues. I just don't see an avenue even where, I'm sorry, I just lost completely my notes. Yeah, I don't see an avenue where in Miami, the Knicks can do certain things so much better to win a game after what we've seen so far this series. So I like the Heat to win and cover the spread. As far as props in that game, I am on Julius Randle rebounds. It's become super public since I locked it in, but I think we got the best of the numbers, so kind of counterbalances that. Over 8.5 rebounds. I look hard at the rebounds and assists, but I'd rather just trust in a game where I'm taking Miami to win and don't necessarily think the Knicks are going to be super efficient from the field. I just take the boards. Let me get to.
It makes a lot of sense. I'll just add that the Knicks are the team in the league that's left. Out of the teams, all the teams that made the playoffs, Knicks averaged I think 19 assists, which is the fewest in the league. So that makes. I know he cleared in the last game, but that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, for sure. 14 and 12 rebounds in series, 20 potential rebounds, 4.5 contested rebounds. He's converting his rebound chance at 65%, which is a very, very elite number. Almost all of his rebounds are coming close to the rim, and I think that's just matchup based, right? He's not going to be guarding the high usage guys. He's not going to be guarding Adebayo or JB or any of those guys. So kind of leaves him open on the weak side to both defend from the weak side and rebound from the weak side. So I think he'll continue to be in good positions to rebound. He's hovered right around this number historically versus Miami. 9.2 rebounds per game last 10, 10.5 rebounds per game last 5 at Miami. Miami's allowing 46 rebounds per game in the playoffs, including 11 offensive boards per game, which are both up from the regular season. So, I hate backing Randall. Randall was supposed to be on my ban list. I hate backing Randall to do anything productive, but it's just too good of a spot for me. So, Miami to win and cover. Randall boards. Moving on to the next game. I came in a little late. I think you mentioned some of this at the end, but I'm on the Warriors plus 3.5, minus 125 on MGM. I sprinkled on the money line as well. I ain't give that out, but I think they win this game. A little bit of the zigzag theory as well. Just a couple of trends. Hold on, I'm sorry. Let me get to it. Just a couple of trends. I mean, we've seen this time and time again. Bounce back spot for the Warriors. Warriors at 25-14 against the spread in the postseason, following a loss in the Steve Kerr era. 15-6 against the spread off a double-digit loss, including 5-2 against the spread, coming off a loss of 20 or more. We see the Lakers obviously play great defense, make adjustments. Part of those adjustments we've seen Reeves on Curry, and I just don't think that's going to continue to fly. He's in the whole series so far, we've gotten almost 12 minutes of game time being guarded by him. Curry put up 30 points in those 12 minutes, shooting 50% from the field, 63% from deep. I just think backs against the wall. We've seen it time and time again. I'm going to trust the Warriors to get off and do their things, which kind of directly correlates with the next play. I took Curry over 30.5 and 35 plus, the 35 plus 185 on FanDuel. I mentioned the Reeves thing with him guarding him. We'll see if they make any other adjustments in terms of how they want to guard Steph. Obviously, he hasn't hit this in this series, but we've seen time and time again him come out and kind of put the team on his back. You mentioned Klay as well. I think Klay does have a productive game. I'm interested to see the starting lineups as well. I'm interested to see if they start Draymond alongside Looney or what they do with the starters. But I'm just trusting the Dubs. I took the 3.5 because I'm a big puss. But I think they win the game. So like that. Also, just a couple of narratives. Teams down 2-1 in round 2 or later. Those teams are 60 and 38 against the spread, which is 61%. So kind of backing that narrative as well. So love the Dubs tonight. Two teams taking one favorite, one dog, both 3.5. like Julius Randle, 8.5 boards. And I like Curry to absolutely go off over 30.5 and 35 plus for some nice plus money. So that's all I got, bro.
Okay. But that's got the looks, bro. Miami minus 3.5, Golden State plus 3.5, Randall boards, and Steph Curry. I could not talk him off any of that. That's one of the reasons why I kind of stayed off, because I could kind of see it going that way, and I could kind of make some arguments for the other way. But if you're looking on YouTube right now, I pulled up what Finesse just said. This is the Warriors in the dynasty era since 2013, off a 10-point loss in the playoffs. Specifically, they are 18-5 straight up, 17-6 against the spread. That's 78% and 74% just says to take them. They're also 18-5 to the under, so that's 79%, 79.3% to be accurate. That says just take the under in the game as well. You can see the total of about 210 points in those games follow up. So good stuff from Finesse. Appreciate you, bro. I hope you catch the looks as well. Stefan, I want to come to you before we get to Dream.
Hey, what's going on, Chris?
What's up, man? Hey, talk to me. Somebody got to do CPR for the show, Stefan, because the Knicks portion of the show is dying, man. What we doing tonight, man?
Yeah, I appreciate everybody trying to get feedback on some things I'm thinking. I always feel like I'm the worst person in the world to talk to when it comes to the Knicks and picking the money line. I'm just too emotional with this team. But if you ask me to pick a side, I would actually agree with everything Finesse said. I would take the Heat, because the thing I just see in the series is Tips is just being coached around in circles. I mean, this Miami offense, if you just watch both teams play offense, the shots that the Knicks are getting are also difficult. They're also isolation heavy. And the fact that Miami, they're getting so many easy buckets in transition in the half-court set, whereas the Knicks can't get in transition. It's just one of those things where it's just like, how are they scoring? And with Quickly not being in there, I think that really gives an opportunity for you to take advantage of certain spots. The first one I'm on, I agree with everything you said about Randall. I took his rebounds plus assists because I think, for one, this is a game where it reminds me of Game 2, where Quickly only played 9 minutes in that game, and they desperately needed that one because you couldn't go down 0-2 going to Miami. And I think Tips is going to have the short rotation where you're going to see Hart out there, Randall out there, Brunson out there, all 38 minutes plus. And with Randall, whenever he plays 38 minutes plus, he's a guy that is, he's over, it was at 12.5 and it got bumped to 13.5. I liked it so much, I just took it plus money at 13.5. But he's over 7 of 10 in the series. He's at 16 and 20. For Sprinkle, I also laddered his assist just on a theory of how I think if the Knicks are to win this game, the way it's got to happen is he's got to make quick decisions. He's got to move the ball. That's when he looked the best in Game 2 against Miami, when Miami would send that double or slide. They also have Jimmy Butler because they just don't respect our shooting at all. He's basically playing free safety off the wings, and the left or right corner is going to be wide open every single time. So I sprinkled on Randall's assist, his 6 at 320, and his 8 at 1,100 on points bet. He's someone who has hit the 8 in Game 2, and Game 2, excuse me. And when he plays over 38 minutes, this season he's hit over 8 assists 4 times his last 10, and he also has like a 7 and a 5. So I just wanted to ladder that. Other ones I'm on Quentin Grimes over 1.5 threes. Listen, Quentin Grimes is broken. I don't know what happened to him, but it's just a logical play. A great stat by my guy Tommy Beard, who said that Grimes has 47 threes this season from the left corner, which is the most in the NBA. He's shooting 49% from the left corner. It's his birthday today. Someone's going to have to shoot these damn threes, because unless Evan Fournier is coming from the garbage can to play in this series, someone's got to shoot the threes, because the Heat just are going to pack the paint. It's just what it is. So I'm just hoping he can get 6 or 7 attempts, and if he can't make 2 open threes, whatever, just burn the money. I don't know. I also took the 3 at 330 because it's just he has to make 2. It's just I don't know. They can't shoot. My cousin got married this past weekend, and Saturday I'm at the dinner, and I got the phone on the side, and I'm just in pain watching us chuck up all these terrible shots that are wide open. Just make open shots. So also on that, I'm also on Brunson. I just think this guy's a dog. I think that we may lose tonight, but if we're gonna go down, it's gonna be with Brunson and Hart playing hard. So I took Hart's rebounds plus assists. He's consistently over this really high. I don't want to bore everyone with stats. And Brunson at 25.5. I just think there's a guy who holds himself accountable. When he said that I played like crap the next game, he's usually really good. So I think there's a game where he knows that Jimmy's gonna go off. I didn't take any heat. props. I love Jimmy's P plus R. I love Gabe Vincent. I think my guy Dream gave that out, but I can't take a Heat prop tonight. I need the Knicks to win this game.
And that's how I be feeling. When you want a team to win, you like screw the other team. I don't care what they got going on.
I can't be sitting here rooting for the Knicks, man. Rooting for,
That's a fact. That's a fact. Especially when you got money on it. When you got big money on it, you do not want you don't want to see it, bro.
Hell no, man. And it's just the fact that like it's not even a talent discrepancy with these two teams. I just think it's like one, Jimmy's the best player in the series, and two, Spo is just the best coach in the game right now. That guy's just a masterful coach. So I took Brunson's points at 25.5. I just think he's going to be able to. He knows that like this is the season tonight. He's got to go off. And my lotto for tonight was Randall 6 dimes, Brunson 4 threes at 14.42. And one other play I haven't pulled the trigger on, but I thought was very interesting. And I want to give credit to Dream because he kind of pointed this out a while ago. It made me like think. Is Kyle Lowry for one block at plus 170. This guy has done it, I want to say, in 5 of his last 6 games. And in all the games he's played 20-plus minutes, he has a block. He had 4 in game 1 against the Knicks. And, once again, Draymond called it out. It's like, when we're on the playground, like the guy's going for a shot and you slap it down. You think that's a steal. Like, no, that's actually a block. And he does an excellent job. Like, he doesn't fall for Julius Randle or RJ Barrett's head fakes. And he's, like, really good with his hands. So you'll notice, like, they'll go for the head fake. He'll stay back. He'll be patient. And he'll just, like, swipe down. So I don't know. He's done it 5 last 6. I need him to do it one time, and it's plus 170. I'm probably going to throw money on that, Because, like, I think RJ Barrett's PRA under is, like, a lock. Because if Butler's on him, he's going to be in prison again. Once again, I can't play it, though.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, Steph. I was thinking the same thing, right? When I was watching the film, I rewatched this game earlier. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm taking RJ under. Dude's been killing it. But then I was just thinking to myself, like, it's still set so low. Like, it's still not there. It's still not high enough to where I would feel comfortable taking it. Especially with y'all in the, in the desperation spot, man. You just never know. These are the games where you find out who really got that dog in them, and sometimes you don't know that coming into the game. So, with both of those guys being injured, that was my other thing, Stephen. Like, Brunson not being 100%. I know he's going to give it everything that he got today. And Randall, same thing. I know Randall's not 100% either, but it could that makes me think that, man, what if it's RJ Barrett? Because he just clanked every 3-pointer he shot the other day. What if he goes like 5 for 7 from the 3-point line tonight? I can't bet it. So I stayed off of it. I stayed off of it. I am really, really pleased and happy that I hear you talking highly about Quentin Grimes, because I feel like I jumped into the New York state of mind with that one, because that's what I was looking at too. So definitely gonna lock in Quentin Grimes over the 1.5 threes. Like you said, the minute's gonna be there. It's gonna be just whether he makes them or misses them. And I feel like he hit one late in that fourth quarter, and then sometimes that could be the sign that you just need to see the ball go in before the game ends. So I'm gonna lock that in. I'm taking Quentin Grimes over 1.5 threes. It's juiced. Definitely taking him at 3 as well. I'm not just stopping at 2. Because I think he's gonna be out there to get the opportunities. And the last thing I'll say is this: like when you lose, the first thing you do is you see the video coordinators go in and they breaking down the film, trying to figure out what you did wrong, what you did right. When you win, you don't do that as much. So if you think Spoelstra is going to be making a lot of adjustments, being that he's won 2 games in a row, probably not as likely, right? You just kind of want to live with the mindset of what the game plan that you came up with. So I could absolutely see Quentin Grimes, potentially, hitting 3 or 4 threes, honestly. So I'm locking in Quentin Grimes with you tonight, Stephen. I hope you catch the other looks, man. I want to see a series. I want y'all to win. I didn't bet on the Knicks, so on the Heat. So I want y'all to win. I just, like you said, it just feels like Spoelstra kind of has Thibodeau's number, and he knows what y'all weaknesses are, and he kind of making y'all shoot the ball from the perimeter and kind of, just clogging the paint and making it hard for Brunson and Julius Randle to kind of finish down low. So,
yeah, 100%. And one other thing I want to mention, I did a half unit because the value and the numbers too high is Josh Hart's double-double at plus 300. I mean, granted, he's had 11 rebounds and 12 rebounds the last 2 games, but the last game, if you watch, the Heat killed the Knicks on the interior. That's the one position that the Knicks had a noticeable advantage. And in that Cleveland series, they were the tougher team. They were the team punking the Cavs. And then you had Cody Zeller out here shoving Julius Randle where, I don't know, I think that the Knicks, like tonight, I don't know if they're going to win the game, but I think they're definitely going to scrap, because this is a game where, like, they had their manhood taken away from them in game 3. So I think all the dogs, Hart, Brunson, Randle, like, I just think they're just going to be in there scrapping.
Mitchell Robinson, what we doing with Mitchell Robinson? Steph, you ain't taking him on that?
I mean, the man can't keep his hands to himself, so I got to stay away this game. If he was out there, the double-double would be easy. The over 5.5 points would be easy. But I got burned the last two games because he gets the 2 quick fouls, and then Thibodeau gets
Hartenstein there. Yeah. Now it makes a lot of sense, Devin. It makes a lot of sense. I was just kind of reflecting. I'm like, damn, the Knicks are like, this is not what we saw last series. Like, hold on, let's go back and revisit that series against the Cavs. How did they win? Oh yeah, because Mitchell Robinson was punking everybody that attempted to be in the paint for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and Josh Hart was out there locking up Donovan Mitchell, and Darius Garland turned into a shell of himself as well. And we know that they don't have a 3 in Cleveland, so I was like, yeah, Bam's not like, he's just not letting that happen. And then, like you said, he can't keep his hands to himself. So those two things for him is, that thing specifically has been just him not being able to keep his hands to himself, because it seems like when Mitchell Robinson plays, he has a tremendous impact on the game. But when he gets himself in foul trouble, it's not as much. And granted, given everything that Hartenstein can do, it just, it's kind of hard to, recreate what Mitchell Robinson could do, because he is probably the best rebounder in the league. So, yeah, Stephanie, I got your work cut out tonight, man. But best of luck, man. I'm excited for the game. I can't wait to see it.
Appreciate it, bro. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. So we got Stephen thoughts, man. I know people were looking for that. If you didn't get a chance to hear everything that he said, go back and rewatch it. It's on YouTube. But I'll tell you guys, just because I'm a nice person. Julius Randle, rebounds and assists at 12.5. Quentin Grimes over his 1.5 threes. Brunson 25.5. Josh Hart over his. I think that the rebounds and assists is. I think I saw it at 11.5. Is that right, Steph?
Yeah, but it got juiced up to 12.5. It's one of those, like, I just think it's like he's gonna fall on his sword. So I took it up and took the plus. I took the plus money at 12.5.
Okay, so 12.5, 11.5, whatever you want to play it with, whether you depend, if you want to drink the juice or not. And then the lotto, Randall 6 assists, and you said Brunson 4 threes. Is that correct, Stephen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and then Josh Hart double if you guys want to. And y'all don't got to play all Stephen plays, man. Don't get mad at Stephen if they don't hit. Take what you like. Yeah, take what you like. You don't have to play all of them. This dude religiously watches the Knicks. You can tell by the profile picture. That was just a couple of days ago. But appreciate you, Stephen, as always, man. I hope you catch the looks, and I appreciate you sharing them with Gambling Twitter today, man.
Yes, sir. And everybody, leave a like on this video. It takes 2 seconds to click that like button.
Appreciate that as well, Stephen. Definitely appreciate that. Dream is up next, and then we're gonna kick it to Kim, and Lockdown is up as well. What up, Dream?
It's the vibes, my guy.
What's up, bro? How you doing?
Vibes immaculate over here, man. Can't complain. Gotta try and keep it up, man. Quick recap of yesterday. Book did what Book does. Hit them threes for us. Got them points. KD. We're not getting off his PRA. Spoiler alert for tomorrow. So yeah, y'all know the vibes, man. Let's just not even gonna bring up the last 4 days like it didn't happen. Let's just try to make the next 4 days like the last 4 days. We had a blunt money bet too yesterday. Shout out to the people that's watching the YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, today Gabe Vincent over 3.5 assists, minus 150. Super juice when I got it. I locked all these in at midnight. Some of the lines may change for the better, for the worse. But I think Gabe changed for the better, actually, because I saw 144 at FanDuel. So this is simple. Y'all know if y'all been listening here, I was on Gabe real early, as soon as Tyler got ruled out, and we haven't really got off of Gabe Paul. So he's covered this line in the last 5 games. He's pretty much the starting point guard. He initiates the offense when Jimmy doesn't. He's averaging about 33 plus minutes a game. Not gonna talk y'all ear off. Gabe Vincent over 3.5 assists. That's that, man. Minus 150. Next, this has been spoken about a little bit already. Julius Randle over 12.5 rebounds assists. I got it plus 100 at FanDuel. Last time I checked, it was 13.5 12.5 minus 130 on FanDuel. So I'm not sure where it's at. Shout out to the homie Cam. He found some other options, so I'll let him speak on that if he wants to. But I'll just tell y'all why I like it. Covered back-to-back games, 38 minutes. Back-to-back games. We know how Tibbs get down. We also know that they was trying to bully Julius Randle last game. And I'm not saying he's the toughest dude in the world, but I know Julius about that. So if y'all going to try and push him and do dirty stuff, I expect him to come out this game focused. Hopefully he doesn't get in foul trouble. We're going to see a dog tonight. I understand what Finesse saying, and I understand what you're saying, but I'm watching the games. He's getting double teamed. So if you're going to get double teamed, I'm going to add them assists onto the rebounds. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like Stephen said, he done had 8 and 6 already. So, yeah, that's why I just couldn't. The value was just too good for me on the assists and the rebounds. So I played over 12.5 rebounds, assists plus 100. My next play, Jimmy Butler, we're running this back from last game. Jimmy Butler over 1.5 stocks. That's minus 180. We're going to parlay that with LeBron to get 1 block. That's minus 200. We parlay those together on DraftKings. It's plus 131 last time I checked. Analysis is simple for this one as well. Jimmy has got this every single game except one this playoff. LeBron has gotten this every single game except for 2 in the playoffs, if I'm not mistaken. The 2 games LeBron didn't get this were both blowouts. It could be every single game but 3, but I'm pretty sure it's every single game but 2 as far as getting a block. And Jimmy, just like my man Stephen was saying, I ain't trying to guess. I don't know what's a block, what's a steal no more. So, yeah, just go ahead and give me the stocks. I'm not going to say I'm going to get – Jimmy covered this line last game, over 1.5 stocks in the first quarter with no steals. He finished with 2 blocks and no steals. So, yeah, I think the stocks is the safe play. So, Jimmy over 1.5 stocks with LeBron to get a block. That's plus 31. Last straight bet for the day. Steph, I drunk the juice over 29.5. Just like Finesse said, there's not too much to add. This is a gut play. Kind of like my KD PRA was, man. This is just a disrespectful line. This is a game that I would think the Warriors really want. And I try to get into the the psyche of these players, even though it's impossible. And I'm thinking, like, Steph going to try and get this one. He going to do what he got to do to get this one, and then maybe lean or look to role players to perform well on the road. So this game in LA, you can't look for Moses Moody or maybe even a Wiggins or a Dante DiVincenzo or a Loney. You might not be able to look for them to have or even a Jordan Poole. You can't look to them to have a game out of this above their head. But Steph knows that, okay, I got to have a game above my head. So I ain't worried about them getting doubled. I see the coverage the Lakers throwing on them. It's amazing. That's great. All fine. Well, I'm good. You the go shooter. So be that. Go ahead and get your 25, 30 attempts and cover this line for me. I'd appreciate it. So Steph over 29.5 points. Give y'all a couple blunt money bets, man. I hope this is still the same because I see Julius rebounds. It's juice. You know what? I won't even do that because I think Julius rebounds. I'll give both. Julius Randle to have 10 rebounds. Gabe Vincent to have 5 assists. Jalen Brunson to have 5 rebounds. That's plus 1,000 on DraftKings. It was plus 1,000 when I locked it in this morning. I'm not sure what it is right now. But also, I like Brunson to have 30. Well, I don't like this, but I think it's good value. Brunson to have 30 and Jimmy to have 35 is plus 1160 on FanDuel. I think one of these games we're going to have a Stars will be Stars shootout game. Not nothing like the Phoenix Denver game that we expected, but I think we'll have one of them games like that. So that's that for that game. And Golden State, I'll give 2 for this one too. Dante DiVincenzo. Only reason why we not on Dante again is because they getting hit and they moved his rebounds and assists to 5.5 when that magic number is 4.5. So I'm gonna stay off to 5.5, but I will sprinkle him to have 5 rebounds and 5 assists at plus 1,100. Last game I think he had 6 and 4, 4 and 4, 5 and 4, something like that. Dante, you know, he a hustler. So he can get these assists and get these rebounds. And my favorite blunt money better today. Clay to have 20, AD to have 25, Bron to have 25, Steph to have 30. It's plus 740 when I locked it in. Could be better. Could be worse. So those are my plays. I post all my joints on the timeline. So if you miss something, and Chris about to recap, but if you miss something, man, go ahead and check the timeline. And all my blunt money bets, they on Twitter because I got time. I mean, they on my YouTube. You can find me on YouTube. Just type in blunt money bets, man.
Made it simple.
Made it simple. Shout out to the guy who said that. I need to know who said that, man.
I know. I don't know if they listen on the street on the spaces or not. It was on the YouTube. It was on the YouTube. Yeah, I just happened to catch the comment when he said it. So yeah.
Yeah, man. So appreciate you, and yeah, that's what we on, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
Chris, hit that like, yo.
Absolutely. Appreciate that as well, Dream. I actually didn't write down everything that you said, Dream. I know I can go back on your page and find it, and I check out your videos too. I'll be trying to check out your videos when I get a chance. I was going through and kind of looking at this from the psyche perspective when you mentioned Steph, and I know my guy Finesse said he liked it as well. And I mean, I talked about it before I listened to you guys as well, but just kind of trying to get into the psyche of what it takes to win one of these games, specifically on the road. It looks like I was just kind of going back and looking at Steph Curry's game logs, specifically when they are down 1-2 in a game 4. Like I said, they're 5-2 straight up in those games, and most of those games they were actually favorites as well. This is only one of 3 games where they actually were dogs, and they lost one of them as a dog. That was against the Raptors when they were shorthanded, of course. In the finals. But then there was also, that was the year that the Raptors won. But then there was also one where way back in 2014 that you can't really take into consideration. But it looks like the last 2 times that Steph was in a game 4 when his team was down 2-1, he had 32 points against the Sacramento Kings earlier this series. And then there was also one time last year in the finals as well. Based on the date, I can't tell exactly which game this was, but Steph went for 43. And it was one of the road games, so it had to be the game 3 or 4.
That was a big game, and he came out and had 43.
Yep, 43. So yeah, I could not talk you guys off of that at all. Sounds like a really, really solid look for Steph points. Dream got a lot of good looks though, man. Gabe Vincent, the Blunt Money Bets. Y'all just check out his page, check out his YouTube videos as well. Definitely, shoot Dream a follow. You turn the notification bell on, it'll let you know when Dream videos go live as well. So, like it a lot. Cam, you are up next, and then we're coming to lockdown. What's up, Cam?
Yo, what's good? How's everybody doing?
Good, man. How about yourself?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't complain. Yesterday was a shit day, but that is what it is. I got the defense being played right. Just got the wrong players,
Right.
that was killing me. I'm watching Tatum and all over Bridge. I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, it'd be like that, bro.
Made some nice money off those two, but all good. At least Malcolm Brogdon stayed true, and that's the first time I think I've ever had a props hit every single game, like consecutively, no problem. I'm gonna keep playing it if they keep it at 14.5. That's what I'm gonna say. But yeah, let's get into today. So what I was looking at, I got a couple Knicks plays. I'm on the over 12.5 rebounds and assists as well. I caught it at minus 120. I screwed up because I did catch 13.5 at plus 135 earlier, but I got distracted at work and didn't take it. Now it's down to plus 110. But Julius Randle, I mean, don't need to go over what everybody said, but he's hit this. He's good. He's had 16 and 20 the last 2 games, rebounds and assists combined. So he's just been flying over this line. So unless something changes drastically, I really like it. So the 13.5, if you can find it at plus money, definitely take it if you like this play, because he's been flying over the 12.5 as well. I'm on Jimmy Butler blocks, so just one block, something he's been clearing straight up through. It's plus 135. I hit on it last game. It was like plus 175. They brought it down, but I still like it a lot at plus 135. Jimmy Butler gets a lot of blocks, and I mean that's why I love his stocks plays too as a parlay piece. He can do it either or, but I think I really like the blocks at plus money, so I went with that today, just one block. And then I'm also on the whole quickly being out thing. I was thinking like who's going to probably be a beneficiary in offense. I know Tibbs doesn't like changing things up too much. He's going to probably ride the guys who he needs to go with, and I think Josh Hart was the one that I keyed in on. So I didn't go rebounds and assists. Doesn't make me feel like I should have, but I went with points, so over 11.5, because he's also been clearing that number fairly easy, and he gets the minutes. He's at 14, 15 points last game. He had 10 the game before, so just 2 more free throws. And he gets to the line, too. He doesn't miss the free throws. That's kind of the scary part. You could almost see it coming, but he gets to the free throw line a lot, and I think he's going to get busy. I think he's going to be kind of one of those guys who gets a little bit more touches if Quickly's out versus trying to find who that guy is. I do think it'll be like somebody who's already in the rotation. So between Randall, Brunson, him, they feel like the guys right now who will potentially save the team. Goes to my next play. I got no faith in RJ. I saw it at 20.5. I went under 20.5. I hit that right away. Minus 115. That was I watched a lot of European football, and they call something a purple patch. Essentially, watching him those last two games, I was just like, this is a purple patch. Like him creating the shot, and now they're talking about, oh, he switched his shot up with this. I'm like, this isn't going to last. So I did hit the under last game, and I saw it still at 20.5, and I'm like, I stand by what I believe. I do not see RJ Barrett going back-to-back games, putting up 20-plus points, and I just don't see him. I have no faith in the kid. I wish he was Canadian and all that. But, it hurts my soul. He's one of those guys where you're like, yeah, this guy's going to come up and be that dude, and then he's not. And you're like, all right, we still got Shea, so it is what it is. So I took his under. And then this play, I'm hoping somebody can talk me off it, but I can still cash it out. It's Jimmy Butler over 27.5 points. Like, nobody's talked about his points, and I mean, it just. I'm wondering why. Like, nobody else is thinking about it. I thought this was for me, like, I was like 27.5 minus 130 is a bit juice, but it just feels right. Like, it feels like Jimmy, if they're going to go out and try and win this game, Jimmy's going to get to 30. So that's my next plan. Again, I was hoping somebody could tell me, don't do it for a reason, because then I'll be like, all right, cool. But I'll just try one of my bigger plays.
Hey, they got nobody to stop them. I love it. I just, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I think he probably would score 35 tonight, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, okay, that's good to know, because I get why you wouldn't bet on it. It's real hard to bet on a dude to snap on your team. But yeah, so those are my plays. I haven't really thought too much about the next game other than D'Angelo Russell over 2.5 threes. I like that play because I do think I asked you about AD last night because I was trying to cap and look at what he would do. And when he said soft, I'm like, that's fair. He really has been going up and down, and maybe this is the game where he's consistent. But then I watched Inside the NBA, and Chuck said something. I know you never should listen to Chuck, but he's like, we all know he's due for a bad game. It's like, he had a good game, he's going to have a bad game. And it is very consistent with him that he has good and bad games. So I couldn't find a way to play AD, but someone's going to have to support LeBron tonight. And if they're still at home, so D'Lo plays a lot better at home, and he's been taking more threes at home. So I liked his over 2.5 threes at almost even money at minus 110. I think I got it at. So those are the plays for me today. Pretty in line with kind of what people were thinking, just a couple different routes at it when it comes to that Miami Knicks game.
Yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. I wish we could cap AD, man. It's really weird with this guy. You probably could do a better job of just taking a live line with him, Cam. But we'll see how it goes, man. We'll definitely see how it goes. The D'Lo play, I think, is interesting, and I would only look towards the way you're looking as well. And the reason why is because D'Lo is going to continue to get the looks, right? Like, you either let Anthony Davis play one-on-one, or you help off, right? And this is the same thing with LeBron as well. If you're watching the games, the Warriors are by far the better shooting team, but the Lakers are the bigger team. They're the team that, can take more advantage of, not having to necessarily double team. You just want somebody kind of draped on Steph. You got to watch the ball screens, the flares, the off-ball screens, all of those different things. But, the Lakers have the guys that can draw the double teams, because if Bron goes and plays on the block, they really have nobody that can guard him. They're not going to put Draymond on him. And if they would do, Bron, will make the right play. And Wiggins, like I said, he's too small. And the same thing, they don't have a matchup for Anthony Davis either. It's just really about, what effort do we get from the Lakers? Is this like game 5 of the or is it game 6 of, last series against the Grizzlies? Or is it game 1, game 3, against this same Golden State team? Or do you get the effort that they, gave in game 2, right? So that's what it's really dependent upon. I really want to take the Lakers today. I think they are the better team in the series, but I'm not going to do it. And real quick, shout out to my guy Ronald. He sent these stats because Scott Foster is reffing tonight. I didn't mention that, but he sent me the stats with Scott Foster reffing. Scott Foster against the spread stats since 2018. For the Lakers, he's 22-12 against the spread. He's 4-1 officiating Laker games in the playoffs against the spread. For the Warriors, he's 17-12 against the spread. He's 6-3 in the playoffs. This is all since 2018. Home favorites in general, he's 23-16 against the spread. Home favorites in game 4 specifically, he's 6-3 against the spread. And then game 3 winners in game 4 that are also playing at home, he's 4-0. It's a 4-0 run that Scott Foster is kind of shading towards. So I know a lot of people think, they call him the extender, but the numbers kind of point to him more so like in the Lakers a little bit more than it looks like the Golden State team. So I don't know how much that's going to play into, being a factor today. I do think it's a little bit more difficult for the Golden State Warriors to get foul calls than the Los Angeles Lakers, just because they don't have a lot of teams that, they don't have a lot of players that are specifically trying to drive into the paint to create contact, whereas the Lakers want to beat you up and get into the paint, slow the game down, get to the free throw line. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how, how it's called, but those are that's not my opinion. Those are the actual numbers that I just gave you guys. Always like to have facts versus, I can come out here and talk off my head based on what I'm seeing all the time, but it's good to be able to put numbers behind it as well. Lockdown, you are up next. And appreciate you, Cam. I hope you catch the looks as well, my brother. Lockdown, you're up next. You're up next, Lockdown. Then we're gonna kick it to Stem. What up, Lockdown?
How you doing, man? I'm doing all right.
Good. First time hearing from you in a while, my guy. How you been doing, man? Everything going okay?
I know. I've been locked in trying to improve stuff on the back end, applying to a new job, gambling related. So,
Okay.
Who knows where things go? Be very exciting though. But I'm running back a play that's hit 2 times in a row. One time it was an official lean. I put it on the side, but for the Lakers, and I'll just be quick about it. But it's a great defensive combo that I really like. Steph Curry 1 steal, Anthony Davis 2 blocks. Anthony Davis is 10 for 10 these playoffs, 6 for 7 versus Golden State this year. Curry is 7 for 8 versus the Lakers over the last 2 seasons, and 7 for 10 in these playoffs. So it's a really great defensive combo that has treated me well. It's -110. We're getting a lot of great value on DK, so try to play it on actually it's -105 on BetMGM. So if you have DK, you usually have BetMGM. Play it there if you can.
That's one Steph
like -160.
Steph 1 steal, AD 2 blocks, which is what you said, Lockdown?
Steph Curry 1 steal, Anthony Davis 2 blocks.
Okay, got you. Okay, I want to make sure I got it right. Okay.
I think as the person before me was alluding, like Steph Curry's the guy that's got to bring it, and that includes on the defense. And he's very opportunistic on the defensive end, being a smaller guard. But yeah, I love this combo. They just can't. I mean, I love Anthony Davis probably blocks straight up as well. If you want to just go for the 3 blocks or potentially 4. But yeah, so it's a really simple combo. I just wanted to come in and give it out, man.
Okay. No, I appreciate that, Lockdown. Short, sweet, and to the point, man. I like it. Like it a lot. Steph Curry 1 steal with AD 2 blocks, and you get pretty much getting it at even money. Definitely shop around. Make sure you're getting the best line. Appreciate that look, Lockdown, for sure, bro.
Yeah, man. I'll see you around.
Absolutely. Stem, you are up next. What's going on, Stem?
What's good, Chris? How are you?
I'm good, my guy. How you doing, man?
Doing well. Coming in with 2 plays today based off the same guy. I came in a little late, so not sure if anybody harped on Quentin Grimes today, but that's the angle I'm taking. I mean, Miami zone's tough, and he's a nice catch and shoot guy, so I like his opportunities today, especially with Quickly out. But not that it necessarily matters, but it is Grimes' birthday. Could come in with a little bit of juice. So I like him over 1.5 and 3+ as well. It was at +370 earlier, sitting at around +300 now. And then the second play based off of that, I took him 3+ and Jordan Poole 3+ threes at around +1,500. That's my lotto for today. I think Poole's going to need to bring some energy for them off the bench. They're going to need to keep up with the Lakers tonight, and I like Grimes a lot today.
Like it. I like Grimes a lot today as well. I'm playing this 3s too, Steph. So we definitely align there. I think it's still +290 on most sports books. You can definitely shop around. Make sure you're getting the absolute best number as well. If you especially if you're trying to ladder also, especially with the 1.5 getting juice now. So if you want to play that, you definitely want to go ahead and lock that in. Game should be starting here soon. Appreciate that those looks, then. The parlay with Jordan Poole for 3 as well gives you a nice turnout. You said +1,500.
It was at +1,500 earlier. Yeah, I'm not sure where it's sitting at this moment, but when I locked in, that's where it was at.
Okay. Hey, best of luck, Stem. I appreciate it, and I hope you cash, of course, because I'm with you on Grounds for sure.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having this show every day, too. I respect the hustle. Always glad to come on and listen to everybody's takes as well.
Absolutely, Stem. Absolutely, bro. We're just trying to cash, man. We are just trying to cash. Yeah. Go ahead, Dream. You got the floor.
No, that's 1260. Because I'm obviously tailing Stem shit.
Okay.
I appreciate that, Dream.
1260 right now. 1260 if you guys are looking.
I'm mad because I watched Grimes threes go from like 320 from when we was talking, and I'm
290
like,
now.
Faking. Now it's 250. I'm like, bro.
That's crazy. Jay, because I just when he said it, I went and looked at it again. It was 290. Now it's down to 250.
50, bro, and I swear to God, like 10 minutes ago, like 340, 320.
Yep.
Hey, you want to hear something crazy? While we were talking, they put up a 4 at 750, and because like I hate myself, I'm gonna take the 4.
I mean, I'm gonna sprinkle that.
Did they put it up? I thought they took it down.
Super stim.
Yeah, put up a 4 at 750 because they know suckers like me will take it.
Nah. I don't even think that's a sucker move. That's a good move. I don't see it though. Wait, where you at on DraftKings?
I'm not seeing that either because I'd be ripping it right now.
You on FanDuel?
Yeah.
You must be on FanDuel in New York only because that joint is not available in Virginia.
Oh, they must have.
Hold on.
Must be exclusive to my phone because they know that like.
Oh, nah, it's there, y'all. It's there.
Oh my God, 1.5 just went to -148, man. I hope y'all put this in if y'all wanted it for sure. It's about to be gone, man. It's definitely about to be
really
gone.
Quick, Chris,
Yeah, what's up?
What's your take on Rui? Because I was just thinking about it. I'm like, are we due for like a Rui 2-3s game? Because his 2s like at 330, and like Rui would just pull that thing for no reason.
Yeah, I think so. The one thing that scares me just a tad bit, Stephen, and this kind of threw me off in the last game was I know people probably thinking the same thing I'm thinking was Lonnie Walker started to steal a couple of his minutes. Came from out of nowhere. I have no idea where that came from, but you even with it being a blowout, he didn't get as many minutes, as many shot attempts. I think a little bit of that, just kind of rewatching the game earlier today, Stephen. I think a little bit of that was his inability to be able to guard, right? Like he's a bigger guy, so he can't stay in front of the shifty guys like Poole, the guys like Steph. Steph was cooking him. I think he guarded Steph twice. Steph flew by him like a jet, and he was an ant both times. So his inability to be able to, they kind of, seeking him out in the cross matches now, and he's becoming a liability on the defensive end for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see how Ham uses him today, and if he gets his full utilization of minutes based on what I saw in the last game. Also, Stephen, I'll add this. So that was more so like Steph like taking him off the dribble, but he was responsible for Clay hitting a couple of those threes as well. He just can't get over the screen quick enough to to be able to contest like some of those shifty guards can. I'm talking about like Austin Reeves or D'Angelo Russell or Dennis Schroeder, those guys. So he's not as shifty as those guys are. He's a little slower of a player because he is a little bigger too. So it makes sense. So it's gonna be interesting to see. I wouldn't mind sprinkling on Stephen, but it's nothing I would go heavy on.
Okay, appreciate it.
For sure. Uncut, I think you up next, man. Let me try to get BetLabs up, then we getting up out of here, man. I know it's like 10, 15 people I ain't got to yet, but I can't talk for so long on 2 games. I'm about to lose my voice. Uncut, you up next.
Yo, what's up, Chris?
What's up, my guy? How you doing?
Chilling, man. I got a few bets today. I'm doing something that I normally don't do.
Okay.
I don't normally parlay, but man, there's just a lot of value out there on the slate today. So
okay, I'm glad y'all seeing it, man. That's why I do the show, because sometimes I don't see it. What you liking, Uncut?
Well, I just wanted to first start out with, this has been a huge trend. Everybody's talking about it. Usually I don't pay attention to the trends a lot, but you spoke on it earlier about Scott Foster. The Lakers are 78-0 when he's refereeing. I'm seeing 66% of the handle on the Warriors plus 2.5 and 78% of the handle on the money line. When I'm looking at, I subscribe to the League Pass, man, and so you can see people warming up. And one thing I paid attention to is LeBron. He showed up 5 hours before the game today. So he got there at 1:43, and he's been putting up shots since like 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a stab at his player prop line. He's at 26.5. I would say be careful with this one because the under has hit 10 of the last 15 games. The under's 34 to 61 on the season when it's at the 26.5. The one thing the reason why I like it though is because he was at 25.5 both game 1 and game 2. He finished with 22 in the first, 23 in the second. Despite going under, both those games, they still moved the player prop line up to 26.5. Last game, though, the thing I always emphasize this every time I come on the show is if you have the ability to do so, live bet it. So last game, DraftKings was doing this man disrespectful, man. He started out slow, I get it, but they put his player prop line all the way down to 18.5. There is no way in the world that I don't see LeBron not going for 20 points. That was just disrespectful. I'm glad I got the opportunity to cash on that because, man, I just can't believe I even seen that. But anyways, I wanted to touch on that. the main bets that I'm looking at for today on DraftKings, I'm looking at LeBron James 20 points, Steph Curry 25 points, and LeBron 5 assists. That's at plus 105. The reason I like that, LeBron James had 15 potential assists last game. Throughout the series, he's had 11.3 potential assists. He made 42 passes, created 22 points off assists. The main reason why I think he didn't hit it in the other games is because on both sides, Golden State had a blowout, the Lakers had a blowout. So he didn't play, a full 40 minutes. I think today the line is kind of telling you that this game is going to be close. Like, they know, both teams know there's a lot on the line. So, I expect both players to be on the floor the entire game, unlike the last couple games. I'm also looking at, if you don't like LeBron's assists specifically, I would swap that out. I would go LeBron James 20 points, Steph Curry 25 points, and the Lakers plus 7.5. That's at minus 105. So I like that a lot as well. Just speaking on what I've already said. And then I'm doing something I normally don't do, but I can't see how this doesn't hit tonight. I'm drinking a lot of juice. It's minus 185 right now on Caesar Sportsbook. It's for Steph to have the 25 and LeBron to have the 20. I just think both players have to be on there. We're putting 1850 on it to win 1,000. I think that just has to happen tonight. So I'm gonna definitely just drink a lot of juice tonight and go with that. And then the last one I wanted to say, if you don't want to put, a 3-leg parlay, I like LeBron James 20 points and the Lakers plus 3.5. That's currently minus 135 on Caesar Sportsbook. Again, going back to, all the stats we've been talking about, I don't see LeBron not going for 20 points tonight. He showed up 5 hours before, etc. He knows what type of game this is. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. And then I just wanted to say, one other thing is, for casual people that are kind of just watching the games, one thing you really got to pay attention to is the foul discrepancy. Last game the Lakers were 28 for 37 from the free throw line. The Warriors were 12 for 17. So you got to think about how many individual points they're getting from the free throw line. And if you're looking at just the regular season, post All-Star break, the Lakers are not only leading the league in the amount of fouls per game that they're getting, but they're also leading the league in the amount of fouls that they're committing. So, the refs have been giving them a lot of favors. It seems like, obviously it's going to be a close game. So, yeah, that's kind of what I'm rocking with today.
Okay. Hey, real quick, Uncut, I enjoyed, a lot of what you said. One thing I slightly disagree with is the Lakers I think the Lakers get the free throws because they actually had a big guys that actually attacked the rim. I'm pretty sure the Lakers won the free throw battle. Well, they did. They killed the free throw battle in the first game. Even when they lost by 27 in game 2, the Lakers still shot more free throws than the Golden State Warriors. The Golden State Warriors not going to win the game if they shoot more free throws. They're going to win the game if they make more threes. They made 21 in game 2. They won the game by 27. They shot 10 for 16 from the free throw line. The Lakers shot 10 for 17 from the free throw line. And then you see the big free throw discrepancy. That's because the Golden State Warriors are also, I don't know if people pay attention to this, the Golden State Warriors also foul more than any other team in the NBA. If they're not 1, they're 2. I forgot what the exact number is, but you can go look it up. So, I think, some people say, oh, the Lakers getting the calls. The Lakers, it's not necessarily that they're getting the calls, it's that the Warriors, they tend to foul. They just, what you gonna do? Let AD dunk on you every time, or you gonna foul him? You gonna let LeBron get to the rim every time, or you gonna foul him? So I think that's something to be taken into consideration when you talk about the free throw discrepancy. But yeah, I like a lot of what else you said though, Uncut. I hope you catch the looks, bro.
Yeah, I wanted to say something real quick too. When I said that last stat, I'm more specifically talking about when I'm watching it. I'm talking about more favorable calls in critical moments. You can call a foul damn near every single play. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you mean down the stretch with the game on the line?
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
I think that they're calling a lot more favorable calls in the Lakers' favor when it's a critical moment. It's kind of like the NFL. There's a holding play on every single play. It's just a matter of the ref sees it or not, or he wants to call it or not. So yeah, that's kind of more what I was harping on when I mentioned that.
Okay. Well, yeah, we ain't seen that since game 1 because game 2 was a blowout in Golden State favor, and game 3 was a blowout in the Lakers' favor. So we ain't seen no critical moments yet at all in this series since game 1. And that one wasn't even that critical either because the Lakers were winning by 15 in the fourth quarter before Golden State went on a 14-0 run to cut the lead as well. So cut the lead to 3 for Jordan Poole missed the 3. Let's see. Bet Lab, I tried to get you up, man. I know what you're about to say because I see you tweeted it to me already. But I'm gonna try to get you up real quick and then we getting up off here. It's almost 7 o'clock, man. Frag, before I come to him, I'm coming to you. What up, Frag?
Yeah, no, I just had DM'd Stephen what I was thinking about the plays for the Knicks, but just what I'm looking for tomorrow is a lean man. It's going to be Jaylen Brown, man, especially the 30. I like the 30 points in a win tomorrow around like 280. He had the post-game interview. He just seemed pissed, man. It's just Tatum, always selling. Marcus Smart's always selling. JB gets going, and they just don't go to him. And he hasn't had a 30-point game in this series, and I think he damn well can. It's just if he gets the usage. He took 3 shots in the fourth quarter and overtime combined. I think JB is going to get busy. He gets busy in the first quarter. I just think he doesn't stop this time. Enough is enough with this Celtics team, especially from Jason Tatum and Marcus Smart. I'm damn near sick and tired of this shit, man. People crowding them. They got a layup in the East. They got a free trip to the finals. They're saying. But enough is enough with Marcus Smart, especially Jason Tatum. The shit he did yesterday is criminal. I mean, he didn't score a freaking point in the first quarter, 0 for 7. Meanwhile, JB's keeping him alive, and then you don't go to him at the end of the game. Marcus Smart's, initiating the offense, turning the ball over, and then, just enough is enough. I think JB masterclass is loading tomorrow. I'm plotting on it for tomorrow as my play.
Yeah, Frank, no way I could talk you over there, bro. I watched the same post interviews you sent. Shout out to whoever sent it to me too. Somebody sent the link to me, man. It's just really about whether they're going to be able to continue to find him or if he's going to be able to continue to demand the basketball, Fred. Some of it, yeah, some of that is Udoka's fault. Some of that is Jaylen Brown's fault. You know what I mean? Like, I think, that's what happened when you got a team that don't necessarily have like that alpha male, Tatum and Brown, both those guys, and it could be either one of those days, but you've talked about it religiously on the show, Frag. I think before the postseason even started, just like Jaylen Brown's ability to be able to go out there and get a bucket, nobody can stay in front of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's getting clamped by freaking George Nian. The guy's a grocery store worker. Like, he's literally locking him up. Like, the shit is, JB just, and I think if push comes to shove and they flop this season, don't be surprised JB just bounces, bro, and just gets somewhere else, man. H-Town,
the reunitement with Udoka is what they're talking about, but we'll see. That's all speculation.
That could be it. I mean, a couple, not to go too long, but a couple months ago, Jaylen Brown was talking about how like the Boston fans were being racist towards him.
I saw that too. He said he gonna go where he wanted.
Yeah, it's like, you got your own fans being racist towards you, and then you got your teammates selling you, and it's just like, like I said, so I think it's a big game for JB, and if, like I said, push comes to shove, I think he packs his bags. I think he's sick and tired of these guys, honestly.
Yeah, we gonna see how it goes, man. They gotta figure out that identity for sure, because Tatum wants to be the man, and Tatum can be the man, but Jaylen Brown's also in that position where he could be the man as well, and it's a different dynamic because you don't see too many. Like 1A, 1B, very similar in, skill set and that alpha male. They just got a weird relationship. Both of them young, both of them handle the ball. It's different than, like a Giannis and a Drew Holiday or, an Embiid and a Harden or a Shaq and Kobe, it's different. They don't play, 1A, 1B. It seems like Tatum wants to be 1A and 1B when the game on the line. So
yeah, it's just like I think, my bad, not to sorry for going too long. I just think if Jaylen Brown gets the usage that JT gets, I think he gets this. That's what I'm really hoping on, and I'm hoping JT could just fall back and just not be in the way. Honestly.
Yeah, for sure. I capped those games this morning and this afternoon as well. Went back and looked at them again as well. I'll have plays for the Boston game. I got probably 3 plays I'm sending out for the Boston game tomorrow. I like that game a lot. Let me know if you guys want the plays early. Let me shoot me the DM, and I'll join as a member, $5.99. I'll send all the plays out to the membership group probably a little bit later tonight. I don't expect those lines to move. So yeah, I like that game a lot. Also, shout out a play for the Denver game tomorrow as well already, with that line being, beginning to move just a tad bit in my favor, but we'll see how that goes. Yeah, that's it, man. I got to get off here. I can't stay on here for 3 hours every day. For everybody who I didn't get a chance to, chop it up with today, just try to come a little bit earlier. I really enjoy, listening to as many people as I possibly can, getting everybody insight, but I don't got enough time to keep going today. Top looks for me, with nothing placed yet except the Quentin Grimes look, which is his threes, was Quentin Grimes over his 1.5 threes. Also played him at 3. If Bet365 give me the 4, I'm with you, Stefan. I'm taking the 4 as well, for a little lotto. And then Lakers game, didn't play it yet, but probably going to lock in Braun rebounds and assists at 15.5 tonight. The Miami Heat game, I also lean Miami minus the 4.5. I think it's -4. Also see it went all the way up to 5 on Bet365 when I was looking earlier too. So that line's not it's 4.5 most places. There's some 4s out there as well. But I do think whoever, if the Miami Heat gonna win the game, I do think that they cover the spread. If the Knicks gonna cover the spread, they're gonna win the game in my estimation. So I don't think it's gonna be a 4-point game. One of these teams will win by 7 or lose by 7. Is how I see it going. Lakers Golden State, I just don't know how much we got that dog in us, man. I do lean towards the under 228, but didn't play anything. Also like Steph points with Dream and Finesse that they mentioned earlier. And I lean towards Clay to keep shooting the 3 too as well, man. I think, he probably gonna shoot 15 times. And if his line is 4.5 and it's plus money, I think, he makes 5 of those. Also, real quick, I posted this up top. Just want to mention this. So we just got news Chris Paul's ruled out tomorrow. With Chris Paul being ruled out, I think we got to look towards the over in that game tomorrow. I didn't play the total, but I do anticipate it to go over. You see Devin Booker, man. This dude has been unleashed. I meant to slap myself yesterday because Dream came in here and talked about taking Devin Booker points, and he said, you know how Dream go. He go, it's simple, man. And then he paused for a second, and it really was that simple. Like, this dude is on another level right now. You hear Shaq apologize to him and say he's sorry, he wasn't familiar with his game. Dude shooting like 80% from the field, man, and I don't know how they're going to stop him. I just don't know how they're going to stop him. They're playing with so much more pace without Chris Paul bringing the ball up in slow motion every single game as well. So with Chris Paul being officially ruled out, as we just saw, that total looks like it's still 227.5 on most books. I'll probably be looking towards the over, even though I don't think the Phoenix role player is going to play as good. Landry Shamet hit 4 threes in the fourth quarter. That's not happening in Denver. Terrence Ross may not even see the floor. TJ Warren is going to, have to play big for them. But Denver back home with Jokic. He didn't get fined. He didn't get suspended. I posted it at the top. League just, fined him $25,000. Thank God they did that because, you want to see, the best, the best players available for their team. And dude put on a masterclass that got overlooked yesterday, specifically just because Devin Booker was so great. KD was also so great. So, we'll see how the game goes tomorrow. I'll talk about them in a little more depth tomorrow as well. But I could not talk you off at all, Frag. Looks like that line is moving in favor of Boston to 8, I see, at Circa, one of the more sharpest sports books. So, people are expecting Boston to come back home and handle business tomorrow as well. Total also dropped to 213 on some books as well, so they're not expecting Boston to score a lot of points. But I have a full breakdown tomorrow, man. Best of luck to everybody tonight. Enjoy the games, man. And we'll talk again tomorrow, man. Y'all enjoy the games. Have a good night.